Drew Burress hits 4 home runs in 4 swings. Whenever you see that kind of consistency coming from a guy his size, he's not very big, you're going to see a lot of front arm dominance in his action. And that's just what we see from Burress. So notice as he goes forward. Now, people get hung up on this move and what is happening in this move. This is pretty intuitive. Take a bat, swing with just your front arm, take a step, and hit the ball as hard as you can. Whatever you do when swinging with just your front arm in this particular move is fine. I mean, I would like for him to be able to, at this point, realize that, oh, I'm going to have to wait for the pitch and maybe land his foot and cushion a little bit. So that, would be something you'd want to work on. But whatever move that you want to do to build up power, and it's probably going to look something like Burress looks here. Some guys like to tip the bat and work their way into the redirection, right? He doesn't have a whole lot of backswing. That's fine. It's really neither here nor there. It's not that big a deal. A lot of people get into the bat tip and whether you should or shouldn't do it. Some guys have done it, some guys haven't. The common theme among the greatest pound-for-pound hitters is this move right here, this position here. They are flat in the barrel at this point, and it is basically to their side. The back arm has not pushed out here. It's dropped here, and they're kind of flat in the barrel, exactly as you see Burress here. You're going to see every great pound-for-pound hitter in this similar position. And you can't say that about every hitter. I mean, that's the key, is that this is the position that really differentiates the greats from everyone else. I see a lot of swing coaches out there point out things that happen in a swing. It's not a differentiator between a great and an average hitter. It's just something that happens in the swing. In every swing. What we need to be concerned about is the real difference maker, positions and movements. Burress doesn't get real connected at contact, but being more connected, I mean, he's pretty connected, but being more connected at contact is something that you tend to see from hitters who achieve this position here. But it's not. Early in my career, I wanted to try to force a connected position at contact. In fact, that's mainly what I did, is I tried to force this slotting action here, and then I forced a connected position at contact. And it can work. I think that's what's going on with Richard Skank's theory of the swing, is that he's actually making people more connected sometimes. And so it can help some hitters sometimes. But it wasn't until I realized that really the key is not to force these different positions. It's to be what I call front arm dominant or body controlled in your action. And that's really what matters. As you can see, and to do that, by the way, just swing with your front arm. I mean, it's real simple. Swing with your front arm and get the feel for that action. Some of you guys might have to use a heavier bat to start if you've really trained a very knob to ball, handsy sort of action that they teach today, unfortunately. You're going to have to, train yourself into the other direction by using a heavier bat and using just your front arm. It's almost impossible to swing any other way. It's more of a pulling, slinging action. And what I really want to relay is the entire body movement is different when you do this. That's really important to understand. Earlier in my career, I was always trying to force these positions, these body movements. And man, after 10 different things that you're trying to force into a hitter's swing, he just looks really stiff and clunky. There's nothing smooth about the swing. When I realized that all you have to do is swing with just your front arm and deliver the most possible power doing that, it changed everything, because your body naturally aligns into these better positions. It wants to do these better positions because that's really the only way it can deliver a lot of power. And the whole movement changes. The whole entire movement changes. And he is, as you can see, a nice wide finish. It's just a beautiful action that he has. And here's his second home run. What we just saw was his first of the four. I'm sorry, this is his second. And look at how flat the barrel has gotten at this point. Again, same positioning that we see in the swing before. This is why people say, like, oh, your swing changes, depends on where the pitch is. And not really. The key positions by good hitters are achieved on pretty much every kind of swing. If it were a high and inside pitch, yeah, he'd look maybe a little different. But the key position here is the same, in that he's flattening the barrel, he's getting the hands a little bit behind him, and he's pulling the hands through contact, not pushing the hands through contact. And again, I mean, you can almost envision him not even having a back arm, and he would do the same sort of action. It's almost like if someone gave him a bat and said, all right, Drew, toss the bat as far as you can into the outfield using just your front arm. He would do pretty much the same sort of action. And I'm talking about not just his arms, but look at his lower body, the way it's kind of slinging the bat through. And now he's extending. And that gives him a nice wide finish. Beautiful action right there. Wide finish, extremely wide finish. Wow. And look, he's on his heel. These things don't matter. He's on the side of his foot. These things don't matter. This is just instructors trying to sound like they know what they're talking about. But really, all they've done is they've said, let me tighten up the swing. And they just, do things that seem like they would be mechanically correct. Keep your foot on the ground. Keep your head down. Before you know it, the hitter is so tight and restricted. And that's not what you want. I hate to say it, but good mechanics can be kind of loose and not so restricted in the movement. In fact, that is how you have to have great mechanics. You have to be kind of loose. Just the best swings are the ones that are just doing what's necessary and nothing more. If someone would have told Drew to make sure he keeps his foot planted on the ground throughout the whole swing, which, by the way, they taught that in the 80s. See his front foot, how it's kind of up? They used to teach closed foot and keep your entire foot down on the ground. All of this stuff that they teach, even today, it restricts body movement. And that's really what they're trying to do out there in swing instruction. They're trying to continuously restrict the rotation, which is really the source of your power. All right, last swing of his. They didn't get his third swing, which was an opposite field. I would have loved to get that, but I didn't see that. Maybe you guys saw that from the side angle. Here, I think this was an off-speed pitch. This is a little bit more, looks like high and inside maybe. But look at, just a beautiful slotting action of the bat. He does a little bit of a secondary cushion here. And guys, when you secondary cushion, keep the movement going in your front knee by cushioning a little bit. And you can see he does that here. Cushions in his front knee. You can see the difference between this swing and the swing before it. And allow the barrel to just flatten a little bit more. You're keeping movement going, and you're just doing positive, helpful movements while you're keeping movement going. You're getting a little bit more into the ground in your front leg, And then you're slotting the barrel a little bit more. You can see it's just flattening a little bit more. Beautiful action. And you can see, different location pitch, an off-speed pitch, and people would say this is an entirely different swing. It's not in the ways that matter. It's not. And that's really something I can't stress enough. Do what really matters and scrap the rest. Disregard the rest. Move however you want to move with the rest of it. Just do what matters. And what matters is this position right here. This is how he would look. Just look at this image and try to erase his back arm. Just pretend it's not there. This is exactly how he would look pretty much if he was swinging with just his front arm. And then the body movement. Notice it's extending through the hit. I mean, it's thrusting. The body movement is kind of lifting and it's going through the hit. It's rotating almost through the hit. Obviously, we have some sort of deceleration to deliver the barrel, but we're not overemphasizing and focusing on deceleration as so many people espouse out there. But this is clearly a similar movement to what he would do if he was just tossing the bat into the outfield with just his front arm. Notice the extension of the body. I think of Sadahara O with this extension of the body, really getting the thrust of the body into the hit. And then you can see that extension that happens well after contact. Look how wide he is. Look how long the back arm and bat stay in line. I love to see that. It tells me that the hitter is not using flip to hit the ball. Look at that wide finish. Beautiful action there by Drew Burress. He's already got, I think, 10 homers, and it's only a few games into the season. Unbelievable. So thank you guys for watching. For those of you who don't know me, you can check me out at theswingmechanic.com. What we're doing here is we're causing a revolution in swing instruction and doing it one video at a time. So thank you guys, and I'll see you next time.